We thank our wonderful friends at ACKO, India's tech-first insurance company, as you well know. And today it's 3 stars from the table-topping, finals qualified team everybody wrote off. Not us, I think. The Gujarat Titans. We're so pleased to welcome, firstly, friend of the show, Shubman Gill, no doubt remembers us, good friends, both of us. Sort of helping each other in media. David Miller and Lockie Ferguson. Boys, g'day.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, early in the morning in India, like it. Gentlemen, you'd think your promotional duties would be done 6 weeks into the tournament, wouldn't you? But they're not. How excited are you to be interviewed by some long-retired club cricketers?
Extremely, yeah. I've been waiting around all morning. I was here about 30 minutes prepping of what potential questions I might get. So I think I can speak for all 3 of us convincingly that we're good to go, yeah. But thanks for having us on your show as well. Obviously, we love the work you guys do in and around cricket and, the hype that you guys bring. It's been good stuff.
Oh, look at that. The Gujarat Titans, they're so humble, grateful. I don't think Lockie
was
has
reading
a clue.
that palm card.
Oh, no, there's a palm card behind him. Okay, let's talk about club cricket then. Shubman, let me start with you. What's your relationship to club cricket or school cricket? We talked to Prithvi last week. His top score in school cricket was 546. Do you have, similarly high scores where you were just too good for young kids and shouldn't have been playing?
We have a bit of different cricket system up north. We don't really have school cricket that much, but we do have inter-district cricket, which is, I think, similar to school cricket in the western part of India. So up there, yeah, we used to have a lot of inter-district matches between the districts and the cities. And my highest score was in the 16 districts. I scored around 420 runs.
Jesus. around 420.
Was that in the season?
This one match. It was a 2-day match.
David, I want to go to you. I've got a 2-pronged question here. Like, what are we looking at for you? Were you sort of mercurial at rugby, hockey, tennis, squash? Was it always cricket? Was it always biceps? Was there any leg work in there? And also, when did you first start dominating, adults? Because, you played for South Africa when you were 20, right? You were 20 when you debuted for your first game.
Are you talking about Lockie or myself? School sports in South Africa is pretty big. So club cricket, respectfully, is not too much of a thing. But like if you noticed at school, you play in your provincial age groups growing up. And then from there, you can sort of, once you leave school, you filter into like a academy after school. And then, yeah, pretty much that's the kind of system. Club cricket, by all means, still exists and still takes place. And like I say, respectfully, because I think my top club score is probably like 15.
Good comp.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a pretty cool journey, and I did start at 20 with South Africa. Like I said, it was a pretty early start.
What happened to hockey?
No, it was more just to keep fit.
You didn't have the calves for hockey?
No, I had the quads. Spot positions.
You don't have the calves for hockey. All right, Shubman Gill was firing shots over there.
Firing
Just doing
shots
calf
early.
races for days. Yeah, okay.
Lockie, you bowl absolute wheels, so you'll have some great stories from club cricket. And can I just start by saying, we were talking off air to a couple of guys who played with you at the Sharks in Sydney and off record. And I got to say, they were a bit disappointed that they didn't get the 155s, Lockie Ferguson. They got 135 k's per hour, Lockie Ferguson.
Yeah, well, of course, we know how good first grade cricket is in Sydney. Those guys are so that probably seemed like 135 to those guys. They're such good batters. So.
So I learned as well that you also had a French Olympic throwing coach, like a javelin coach, used to help you bowl. Is that why you wear long sleeves now?
Yeah. Do you have the video? Sure, you had that. And that's
I haven't got the video. No.
I was on like the cricket show in New Zealand, and Dooley and Mark Richardson were trying to make me bowl quicker, and they had all these great ideas. So I saw a sprint coach who's now Chris Dance in the strength and conditioning, and I forget his name, but yeah, he was like an interesting catch and a cat, and he was just telling me to like, without anything in my hand, just throw my arm as quick as I could, and he was like listening to it. He's like, yeah, I feel like you can bowl fast. I feel it was a weird experience, but you know, obviously it all helps. Yeah. He was trying to get me into javelin, but I'm glad I took the crew path.
I'll stick with you, Shubman, because I mean, you're so right, man. You've had a great tournament. In fact, all three of you have had great tournaments so far, as well as the team, top of the table, of course. But for me, the highlight in a game involving Gujarat so far was when Liam Livingston hit 117 meters 6 off Mo Shami. And then Mo Shami was just laughing about it as well. I mean, it helps when you're top of the table, you can do whatever you want. Shubman, I want to know, where were you fielding when that ball went in the air, and what was the first reaction?
I was actually at mid wicket and it flew over square leg, and I was like, I've never seen a ball go so far in my life. It was just, it never came back. I lost it. I swear I lost it. I swear I lost it. I was at the mid wicket, and I was actually at the closest to the ball. I was at mid wicket. It flew between me and square leg, and I just lost it in the sky.
Did you even think about going and getting it?
And I think Millie was at long on, and I looked at him. I was like,
I actually also lost it. I mean, I must be honest. I had a side view of it, and I thought it was going out the stadium.
Yeah.
It just stayed in. But yeah, definitely the biggest I've seen.
I mean, I didn't even see the ball. I just saw the signal for 6 and glad it was only 6.
Boys, you've won in so many different ways in this tournament: high scoring, low scoring, come from behind, defending low totals. So I guess the question is this the easiest tournament you've ever played in?
No, it's far from that. It's a very tough tournament, but it seems like things have been pretty rosy so far. But there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that guys put in a lot of hard work. And as you say, a lot of close games, getting behind each other, as you mentioned. So yeah, it's been a tough tournament so far, but we've made it look a little bit easier than it really is.
It must be very satisfying just to be top of the table and say, it's actually a very strong league this year. It's very high standard. It's actually one of the best I've seen. It's one of the best I've played. But we just happen to be winning. Just.
It's one of those things, eh?
David, I'll stick with you. Everyone we've spoken to recently, once we told them that we were doing this with you, and everyone said Dave Miller is a great guy. That's what everyone says. Everyone says it about you. So I want to know, first of all, do you think that being a great guy in the IPL should mean that you get a couple of zeros added to the to the auction price? And also, have you spoken to maybe your compatriot Faf du Plessis about some rig work? Legs, biceps, taking the shirt off. We get a lot of comments about shirts being off. Instagram, 1 million followers. I've clocked that. Have you spoken to Faf at all?
I don't know where you're getting the source from, but we'll take it. Thank you for the amazing compliment. I mean, it's something that I wake up every morning to and trying to be the best version of me. I think, look, I wish I got extra zeros at the end of my paycheck for being such a good guy. No, I don't know where this is coming, where this is going, to be honest.
We're just journalists who just do a bit of background research, David.
Yeah, we're journalists. Yeah,
we're journalists, and I guess I want to ask you, particularly now that you've confirmed that you just try and be the best person that you could be every day. When we look at great rigs around the tournament and around international cricket, we think about people like Marcus Stoinis, and then we think about some of your compatriots like Faf du Plessis and Aidan Markram. And do you feel like David Miller should have more respect put on his name when it comes to rig and profile? Because I'm looking. Well, I'm like everybody else who's watching this, and I'm looking and I'm liking what I see. And do you think your name deserves to be mentioned in, I guess, in that air?
Look, I wake up every morning and I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself the same thing. So I try and sort of strive to be in that category. But I've still got a few years on me, I think. But the one sitting next to me here is pretty lean and keen in the gym. He's there every day, twice a day. But look.
He wakes up and he's like, oh, I should have more respect. I have 1 million followers on Instagram.
That's rich coming from you, eh? What are you, 2 million?
Not yet. Not.
I suppose it's just natural genes, eh? What would you say?
Yeah, that's why I struggle. It's just genes. There's nothing I can do about it.
I tell you what, I'm 5 minutes away from getting a Gujarat polo because they are looking sensational. Just hugging all the right places.
Yeah.
Hugging all the right places. Sorry, we're just objectifying you now where you guys sit there and
enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. Yeah.
Shubman, great as we go to air. Great knock the other night against Lucknow. We're lucky enough to see footage of the team celebrating with a cake, which soon after ended up being smothered on your face. I understand this is a ritual and a sign of respect, but I guess I just want to know, like, how does it, just for people watching out there, because we watch all this footage of the cake being smothered on the face.
When it comes to me, because when everyone else is doing it, they are so like civilized, eat, and get on with it. And I had just showered before that. Honestly, I had just showered, and it only seems to be a ritual when it comes to me. They just love putting cake on me.
He tries to look after his hair so well, so it's a good time to just sort of mess that hair up. Eh?
Shubman, what sort of care do you take for your skin and your hair? Because they just look resplendent. I have to say, you look wonderful.
For my hair, to be honest, not that much, but for my skin, I do have like a night routine, like a 5-step night routine.
Yeah,
5-step.
Yeah,
5 steps.
Starts with face wash and then some toner, then some couple of serums, and then topped up with like a night cream.
I like it. I use a night cream as well. But whatever you're using, it's working, brother. Respect.
Thanks, bro.
He is 22.
I was going to say, yeah,
that's true.
Helps me
Yeah,
22. Yeah. What's the secret? I'm 22. Yeah.
Just another one, boys. The other evening, we saw the great man Jasprit Bumrah take 5 for 10 as Mumbai went down to KKR. Respect for that performance and everyone involved. And he said afterwards, disappointed with last night's result, but a memorable evening nevertheless. And I just wanted to know, have you guys ever scored 100 or taken a 5 in a losing side? And how devastated were you that night that things just didn't work out for the team performance? How obligated do you feel in public to say that you're still disappointed with the loss when privately you must be absolutely elated with making 100 or taking 5 for in a losing side? And it actually makes sense because who would want to fail? You may not be able to play the next game anyway. So, I mean, do you feel a lot of pressure just to convey disappointment when you're sitting in the dressing room with your head down, looking disappointed and thinking, I am the man?
Look, I think you do get to that stage where you've got to say the right things, but no, I feel like it's how much you invested in the team and what the guys are the connection to the team that you have, where you genuinely want the guys to pull through and get wins. Unlike my club team back at home, but
you're the loser.
It's a little bit of a no. It's not really about the result. It's more about the after effects, the enjoyment afterwards. But no, I think you're always wanting to, as a professional sportsman, you always walk onto the field wanting to win, and that's ultimately why we play this game, to compete at the highest level. And yeah, it's disappointing when it doesn't go your way, but you would far rather lose a game doing really well and competing as a team than just bellying up as a team and losing. So it's more so the character that you show on the field, how you lose, really.
Well, let's test that now, because Lockie, I'll ask you, let's say hypothetically you take 5 for 12 overnight, and then someone in the hotel next day says, how did you go? And the team's lost by 130 runs. But you've taken 5 to 12, and someone in the hotel says, hey, how'd you go last night, Lockie? What do you say? Do you say your performance, or do you say the team score first?
Who am I talking to?
It is a guy. It is a guy who's bringing you breakfast in the morning. It's you're doing your own room service. He's come in and he says, how'd you go last night, Lockie? Team's lost by 130. You've taken a bag for 12. So
if it's our boys who work here, they follow every single ball, so they'd be pretty aware. They'd probably be chuck for me.
Okay, you're trying to game the hypothetical.
Yeah, don't game the hypothetical.
Yeah, don't.
We have all the trophies in the room. We'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
you can see the trophies.
Yeah.
Don't know
Look, it's a good question. To be honest, I mean, it's happened a few times this trip. I mean, Imran Malik got a 5 against us, and we still beat them as well. So, and he didn't seem too disappointed at the end picking up his I'm not speaking for him, of course. Don't want to put words in his mouth. I think, is that a good enough answer?
Well,
Quick.
well, Umran's the new quick boy on the block. Lockie, I mean, are you watching his performances as well? Is there room for 2 speedsters, or is there only room for 1? And what does Lockie Ferguson have to say about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Look, I think it's awesome. Obviously, I love fast bowling, and I love guys who charge in and try bowl as quick as they can. And he's obviously got a 6th gear, and he uses it every ball. So it's pretty amazing to see a kid like that sort of clock up those speeds. So I'm in full support of it. And then just hopefully don't have to face it too much more than anything. But there's a good. I mean, it's no secret. There's a good sort of fast bowler society where we tend to get around each other. So good on.
Is anyone really weird about if you pick like Lockie, especially like as a bowler? Does anyone get weird in the dressing room if you pick up one of their bats? I played with guys where you couldn't touch their bats and go near their kit. I mean, I was trying to go through their wallets and stuff, so it's a bit different. But yeah, guys picking up each other's bats and be like, well, what are you doing touching my kit? That's mine. Like if you picked up one of Shubman's 6 or 7 magic bats he had in his life, apparently. Like, would Shubman get weird about that?
I would probably ask before I picked it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Most guys, I think, are pretty good nowadays, but I've come across in the past guys who get a little bit funny, particularly on game day and stuff. They just don't like you mucking with their gear, which is fair. But at training stuff, I haven't really had too many issues with that. Not that I'm going around picking up bats or digging through guys' wallets either.
Absolute cheese.
I wish bowlers did that, like picked up shoes. Or like, oh, I guess we kind of do sometimes. They're like, oh, this is a good shoe. Is this a lucky shoe? Yeah. How's the black shoe? The purple one was. I'm not trying to paint the purple and stuff.
It's not black. I just color it in with a Sharpie.
I colored in.
Yeah.
I got a magic Sharpie, but I always color my shoe in with this one Sharpie.
Just last one from me, guys. I want to know individually. I'll start with you, Shubman. And then work the way across the line there. But when was the last time you heard from your club team? So Lockie, I know there's Parnell, CC for you. I'm not sure about David and Shubman, where you guys play your club cricket. But when was the last time someone from your club contacted you, and what did they want?
It's actually been a long time for me. The last when I played districts is what you mean, right? Like our club is must have been in 2019 or 18, I guess, because that was the last time I actually played district cricket.
And what did they want?
They asked me if I'm available for the district.
They just scored 420 again. I struggled last week.
So I'm just getting my phone out because I'm just trying to see. It was Duncan Miller. He's not my cousin or anything, but he plays. So I play for Crusaders back at my club team, and talking about winning and losing, and my club team sucks and all that. We're actually the reigning champions, and we win club champs every year, so it's pretty easy. It's like clubbing seals, but yeah. So I play for Crusaders, and Duncan Miller, captain for many years, and yeah, I'm good mates with him, and he keeps in touch with me regularly. So it was actually him who messaged me to say, do I have a spare playing shirt for his son?
And did you say stop texting this number?
Yeah, I sort of gave him blue ticks for 2 or 3 days. And then said, sorry, I'm so busy.
I'll pass on your message to my manager.
Yeah. Gujarat, we're top of the table. Yeah, we've got channels that you've got to speak. You've got to speak to our team manager.
Yeah, look, I've got quite close ties to my club. I've got a lot of mates there. The Parnell Peaches. So good bunch of lads. But they send me the weekly newsletter. And then usually get a text from the coach asking if I'm available this weekend. So I try to play one game a year for them. But now they've just got Asahi on tap in the club room, so I've been going down a little bit more.
There must be guys checking the Auckland Premier Cricket like team sheet every week, making sure Elle Ferguson's not playing. Because if you play one game a year, that's a game that I'm definitely missing. Definitely.
Yeah, and I've rocked up. You guys have last man stands as well? Cricket? Yeah. I've rocked up for my brother's team a few times and just like kept just to help out. But I've got some funny looks like rocking up there. The guys are like kind of looking at me from a distance, and then I just pretend to warm up and stuff, and then just like take the gloves. So that's all.
But do you turn up in like full Black Caps kit, like wheel your bag in with like your name on it? Yeah.
Black Caps bag. My brother's got a Black Caps bag too. He's got all the kit. Fully sponsored. He's fully Kookaburra as well. So we look the good.
Love that.
Surely that's when you feel the most pressure when you play club cricket, though, boys, or any kind of lower level cricket. Like we talked to Wakar Yunus a couple of months ago, and he was roped into a last man stands game. Now, of course, Wakar's a little bit more senior, than the guys in the room, but he's poor. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, my little boy's here. Pretending he's listening, but Wakar said he bowled a couple of overs, and this bloke came out and sort of almost got on his knees to say it's such a pleasure to play against you, then proceeded to hit him for 6 sixes. And I just absolutely botched him onto the highway. Thanks, Barney. So do you guys have any experience? Do you feel pressure when you're playing even in the backyard or against your family that you still have to produce and let people know that you're number one?
I think as a batsman, there's more pressure because you're like, fuck, it's only one ball to get you out.
Exactly.
If you bowl 150 there, I don't think there's any pressure.
No, there's zero pressure.
I had one time where I was playing a club game and they sent out a newsletter to say Lockie's playing. So, and then they stopped junior cricket for that morning to come watch the game. And I was like, Jesus, boys. And like my home track's quite a good batting wicket. So anyway, there's like 100 people, like kids. They played their game early, and finished so they could watch us. All like crowded around with me at fine leg, like getting signatures as I'm starting to bowl. And then I proceeded to not get any wickets, and I tried everything, like Yorker bumpers, round the wicket bumpers, and I tried everything. And then this little kid, after like my 5th over, he's like, Lockie, how come you're not getting any wickets? Maybe we should change the bowler. And I was just like, I felt like this small, and I was like, and it was made worse because I was trying everything, so it looked like I was really putting in, but just not a good day at the office. It happens.
It does happen.
I like it how you're trying to sell that with playing in front of 100 people. That's a really big deal for you guys. Like 100 people are like, they're all down there. All the kids are down there.
That's a lot of New Zealand.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hey, boys, thanks so much for your time. Lockie Ferguson, David Miller, Shubman Gill, wishing you guys the best for the rest of the tournament. You're flying high. Gujarat's obviously a great franchise, and you've been really generous with your time. Catch you guys next time. Or if we do get in touch with you, you'll probably just blue tick us and say you got to go through the channels.
Exactly. Yeah, no, thanks, guys.
Cheers,
Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, thank you.